Ladies and gentlemen, Teddy Swims joins Bennett from Most Requested Live.
Teddy Swims. Good to see you.
Hey, bud.
How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
So good to see you, man. I couldn't wait to get you on the show. Such a fan. Congrats on not only Lose Control and, The Door, but this whole album. No skips, man. No skips.
Well, thank you, man. That's so kind to say.
It's let's talk about, I want to talk about the whole album, but Lose Control, obviously. Let's start there. It's like certain songs come out, that stop you in your tracks. And you're like, wait, what the hell is this? What is going on? This song is incredible. Like, Lose Control was that for me. And I'm like, this guy's voice, it should be studied. It's soothing. It's it's almost healing. You know what I mean? It's like aloe vera for the soul. What are you doing over here?
I love that. That's so cool to say, aloe vera for the soul. I love that, dog. I'm healing while I'm doing it, man. So hopefully it's healing somebody else too.
Absolutely. Talk to me about this song, Lose Control. And, when you were writing it, when you were recording it, did you have any idea how special it was going to be, changing your life?
Yeah, dude. I remember as soon as we wrote it, it being oh my God, I was like, this song's going to change my life. And it was the first time I really felt that way about anything I'd written. And it made me, I just knew, I was like, this is going to change my life, man. This is going to be, I didn't know it was going to be, I didn't know to the extent, there's some things that you can't ever guess about life. It throws you so many different ways. And I didn't know it was going to do this exactly what it's doing, And I mean, here we are on to week 52 and we're still in the top 10. It's it's just refuses to go away, man. And it's not falling off, man. And I'm really grateful for that trauma in my life. I'm really grateful that I could turn that into some celebration in my life and redirect some trauma into some success in a way. And it's changed my life, and it continues to change my life every day.
It's wild. We've been playing it every hour for a whole calendar year. It's just been insane and loving every second of it. And now you got this incredible follow-up, The Door, which is such a badass song. Talk to me about this follow-up.
Well, weirdly enough, we were at a camp in Palm Springs, and we wrote The Door and Lose Control in the same day, believe it or not, which is
wow.
So nuts. Yeah, it was just so nuts. I think we just had capital lightning in a bottle that day or something. I don't know what happened. And I was just going through, a traumatic situation, a really abusive relationship, and with somebody that, I'm not going to say anything about her. She's fine, but I think even at the time I was still kind of going through that, and I needed to hear that. I needed to hear somebody tell me it's never too late to get out of a situation. It's never too late to stop the situation. It's never too late to walk away. And I think that song did a lot for me. The Door gave me a lot of strength to finally say what I needed to say. And after I wrote that song, it was a whole lot easier to go and really walk away from that situation. It's just, sometimes your heart's telling you something for a long time that you don't even know that you want to hear, And I think that song came out of just what I needed to hear. I wrote it before I left that situation, and it was again, I didn't know that my subconscious was trying to tell me something that I should get out of this situation, and I was just numbing myself. And shortly after, when that situation ended, I was listening to that song, and I'm like, oh my goodness, man, why was I not listening to myself? I was there for myself, but I was not there for myself at all. And the heart knows what it needs, and so it's done a lot, and it continues to show me a lot that there's ways to shut off anything you want, man. It's never too late to walk away.
Isn't that so relatable, not listening to yourself, right? Sometimes it's what the answers are right here.
Always right inside of you, man. It's always right inside of you. And I'm always grateful for this outlet, because there's a lot of times where I always feel like I'm great at giving somebody advice, but when it comes to my issues, I can't hear anything, and it's and so getting this outlet, a lot of times for me, it's a thing where I can turn around and say man, I can, if I can see my faults on paper, sometimes you can read it back and it's like getting advice from an outsider, and it's maybe you just need to look at it on paper, man. So if you write some things down, it's still the best thing to do, You can't, there's answers inside of you, just like you said.
That's such a good point. And man, Lose Control and The Door the same day. You got to remember what you ate that day, what you drank, how much sleep you got.
Not enough, and I was drank a lot of tequila, my dog. It's not a sustainable way of life.
I read something about you, and I hope it's true, because, you know, of course, everything online is accurate. But you're a big Frank Ocean fan, right?
Yeah, man, he's my hero, dude. I love Frank, and dude, since Lonnie Broen, like the beginning of his career and everything, man. God, I love Frank Ocean. He's one of the best writers I think ever.
That Blonde album like saved my life, and I'm thinking about, because I'm a big lyrics guy, right? Like there's certain lyrics in that album, like in hell there's heaven. That one always got me, and that song Solo. But it made me think about your album and your lyrics that really stuck out to me. And there's so much to choose from, but the song that I always go to is Some Things I'll Never Know. Like,
bro, that song for me is still something I'm learning every day, and every day I sing it. I still haven't successfully sang it without crying either. It's such a healing song, you know. To me, it's done so much for my healing process, and I know that when people walk out of your life and they leave your life, you don't ever get closure from people, you know, and sometimes just acceptance is the only clarity you can get. Just accepting things that you'll never know, or accepting that some things are out of your control, and that song has always had such a special place in my heart, and will always have a special place in my heart. And I feel like one day that dog will have its day too, and it'll catch on, and more people will get the blessing that it is, because it's such a huge blessing for me, that song, every time I sing it.
Oh, I always go back to it, and it's the first song on the album. I mean, you hit it hard out the gate.
That's a rough way to start, but you know what I mean.
It sets the tone. It's so special. So when did your heart let me go? Some things I'll never know. I'm like, oh my god, so good, so good. Hey, listen, you just found out just recently that you're up for what, 3 MTV awards, right?
4 of them, dog.
4?
Yeah.
You're like, check your notes. I'm up for 4. Dude, congratulations. I grew up on the VMAs. I was voting for Limp Bizkit back in the day in high school. Of course, all the iconic moments, Britney Spears with the Python. I mean, this is freaking cool, man.
Yeah, it really is, man. But there's a lot of stiff competition for that new artist look, man. You know, and I hope I take one of them home. You know, but we'll see though. There's so many good folks, and right now they're coming up, man. It's just such a great time for music, man. I mean, freaking Benson Boone, what a perfect human being. He makes me sick sometimes. I'm like, dude, you cannot be that perfect and beautiful. And like, nobody likes the perfect guy. That guy's just so beautiful, man. I just was hanging out with Shabuzi yesterday too, and we was talking about how much we hated Benson because he's just so perfect and beautiful. And I was like, that guy's gonna wipe the floor with us, dude. I hate that guy.
Yeah, I talked to him in person. The curls, the mustache. I'm like,
he's perfect, dude. He's just hitting backflips and skating and just like, dude.
He was rollerblading when I was interviewing. I'm like,
dude, exactly, bro. What a freak, bro.
I had so much FOMO seeing you at Lollapalooza, crushing it there. How have these festivals been going for you, and how pumped are you for the fall tour? Sold out fall tour.
Yeah, well, dude, the festival's been super fun, and it's like great. You know, you get to watch. I just got to watch Blink-182 for the first time ever in my life, which was so crazy. I was freaking crying, dude. I was just crying and crying. I could not, like, I love them. And we played right into Pierce the Veil too, which is like one of the best bands ever. And I got to hang out with Vic Fuentes for a bit. And that was like, God, he's so cool. And I've just been having a blast, man. And the fall tour, I'm really looking forward to. We're taking actually my girlfriend. She's going to come and open up for a couple weeks of half the tour with us. And I'm really, really pumped to have her out. And we'll see how it goes.
Are you more of a studio guy or a stage, or do you love them both at this point?
I love them both. I feel that I was like, I miss the other one when I'm not doing it. You know, like I miss writing so much and being in the studio, but also you get me a day off the road, I'm like, God, I miss it so much. Like me and my buddies were just talking about it the other day. We had like 3 days at home before we got back on this little festival run. And at the end of the tour, everybody kind of, when we're all sitting in the same bus together, tensions kind of get high and we start getting sick of each other. And then you get 2 days away from your brothers, and the next thing you know, you're calling them back like, man, I missed you so much, bro. You know, and then you're back for another month. So we never get off the road long enough, dog.
That's true. You know, I was thinking because, you know, I know you just released this album. but I see that's part one. You know, is part two already in the bag and you're just ready to release it when the time comes, or how does that gonna work?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of writing. Last time I was home, and I think we have part two. I think we have it. It's written, I believe. I don't know about the sequence of it quite yet, and Julian's buttoning up some loose ends, and trying to get it together. But I think it's written. And we're hoping to get it out by like the fall or something, I think. But there's so many opinions and people involved now that there's, hopefully it comes out in the fall, but it will be out very soon, hopefully this year.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I love asking this question because the responses are all over the place. The song you wish you wrote, has there been a song that's come out recently that maybe has stopped you in your tracks and maybe, gave you some inspiration?
Man, there's a song, I got a couple of them. I mean, of course, like, I Can't Make You Love Me, like, yeah, I wish I'd wrote that. But there's this song called, Change Your Mind by Mac Ayers. And that song is like, or Give You Blue by Alan Stone. Jesus Christ, man, what a guy, dude. Everything in Alan's whole catalog, I wish I wrote.
I think a lot of people would sign up for your catalog right about now, man. This album is just, like I said, no skips. It's just something special. Congrats on Lose Control, The Door, the whole thing, man. And thank you for taking some time and hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, anytime, bro.
And we'll see you on the road this fall.
Okay, buddy. Can't wait.
All right, man. Be good.
You too, buddy.